Oh,
Woo, yeah. All right, man.
Live stream in quarantine with Phlash and Janine start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
We need another New Year. If we could use another New Year, this would be a good time. Start it in June. Who was that? Who did we get on that?
So today's intro belongs to my niece and nephew, Valentina and Vincent. And it goes to show we're in such sync because this morning, Phlash, I was talking about.
Oh, you did. You called in. Yep.
Yeah. So I was saying something the other day, and I was saying, I meant to say last week, but instead I said last year. So now we've got my niece, who didn't, obviously, unless she listens to Sirius XM Channel 6, I don't think she knew that. I had no idea what it was.
Did I tell you that happened to me? I was trying to order something the other day, and here it is. I don't know. I was so sad. Don't ever order anything online if you're tired, and it happened to me. So I'm trying to put my credit card information in, and while I'm doing it, it comes up, and it says what's your credit card expiration date, and I'm going, man, and it's like 20, 30, 20. This thing doesn't go back any further than 2020. What's wrong with this thing? So why won't it go past 2020? I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't go back.
Maybe
I don't know what I was doing. I was so tired. I don't know what I was trying to find, but it was something prior to 2020. So I shut the thing off and I don't buy it. And then I get that email from the company that says, we're still holding your product right here, because it's like, you got an issue. I can't buy the thing because your credit card expiration only goes. So I go to the contact thing. I fill out the entire contact thing and I start writing in it. And it wasn't until I typed the number, it won't go past 2020. Oh, I got that far and I went, oh, how do I exit out? I cannot believe I don't know what I was looking for. It would be before 2020 for a credit card expiration. So they wouldn't allow me to put an expired credit card in to buy $50 or something. That was a weird one. So I was so tired. I woke up and said, I cannot believe it. I'll have to tell Janine about that. And then you did it the same thing. You meant to say last week and said last year.
Yeah. I don't know what our problem is. I mean, it's safe to say, I don't even know how many days that we've been in quarantine, but
80. It's an 80 or 6. It's somewhere between 60 and 80. I've seen other people write it, and almost everybody was right around mid-March. You were what, March 15th?
Like the last week of March. Yeah. Well, I got home in March 12th.
No, it was mid-March. I left on the 16th. I went back into DC on the 17th, and then I've been out of DC ever since. I have not been in there in 2.5 months. Oh gosh, almost 3 coming up. So,
and then 2 weeks after, I guess 2 weeks after we were in quarantine, we decided to do this crazy show. Because
and this is what number?
This is 6 weeks, which means it is show number 7.
It was 6 weeks ago, so it's show 7. That's what makes sense.
Yes.
6 weeks ago was show 1. That's it. So we are in the 7th week of doing this. Very good. That's a lucky number for us. That could be lucky number 7. Maybe this will be one of the good ones. Then we can attempt to try it for the next 55 minutes or so.
Yeah. Oh, is it a right? Wow. Well, but you know what? And we've known each other. So it's our 6th week, but we've known each other for 6 years. It will be 6 years.
Well, yeah, because 2014, that's always the thing we have to remember. The weird thing was, if you remember the War of 1812, when was the Star Spangled Banner written? During the War of 1812, and the year was 1814.
Right.
So, because it was 2 years later, still with that same name. And in 2014.
Right.
And so in 2014, it was the bicentennial. You tell a great story on Janine's documentary, which is National Anthem Girl. So if you haven't seen this yet, National Anthem Girl, personally signed right here, Statue of Liberty. And there you go. So this is what you're looking for. This is the official DVD. See, it even has your name on the DVD. Look at that.
It does. And
red, white, and blue.
And I will say this, the producers always say, whenever you tell people about that movie that's, Amazon Prime, they say, tell people to review it. But I've said this on your show too, only if you liked it.
That's it. If you don't like it, don't say one word about it. But it's a great one. It's not, if you think it's just about you visiting 50 states, it's not. No. It's the story behind why you did it and the people that you met along the way and how it was all done for an incredible cause. And you get to the very end of that movie and you're just touched by it. It's an incredible documentary that they were able to put together. And it was neat because they just told you, send us everything you got. They flew you out and said, tell us everything about it. And next thing you know, it was done. It took a while, right?
It took 2 years. But I think, what's interesting is to say something is, so we've known each other for 6 years, and what brought us together?
It was it was you singing the Star Spangled Banner, and I found out about it from a listener. I started talking about you, not knowing who you were. Once you were done, I had seen you on TV in Baltimore, and then finally you were approached by one of my listeners that said Phlash talks about you. And then next thing you know, you sent me an email and it was really weird. You had just gotten back to California and I was sitting, I can tell you where I was. I was in Fresno. I was in Bakersfield. That morning. We were about 100 miles apart. And I thought I looked you up and I thought you lived in New York. I had no idea that you lived in LA. And so you emailed and we said something about, are you in New York? And you said, no, I'm in LA. I was like, oh, I had no idea. So I said, well, I'm out in California. I'll be back in another week. And then we did a bit on the air. And then next thing you know, we were talking about the country and realizing how we both have similar missions where you have your mission and mine's all about the patriotic American part of talking about the U.S. and traveling it just like you.
I think the thing that's amazing about it is what's kept us together, what's brought us together is the fact that you and I both have seen all 50 states. And the thing that unites us is the beauty of our country. And, the other thing that's interesting is we get to share a lot of that now. You share it on the radio every morning. I get to share it in the different places I speak, but also now we've got this platform right here. And it's our 6th week of doing it. And the one thing I want to say this is that, how we always start our shows. We talk about our week in review. We do our flashback. And we share a lot of those things about the beautiful things that go on. And I need to say that, we usually share our flashback. And my flashback for this week, yes, we talk about all the great things, but what I also did see is a lot of sadness, a lot of pain, and a lot of struggle. So we recognize all the beautiful things, but that was the other thing that we did see. And, instead of giving my flashback and all the crazy little things that happened to me, I think it's very important to recognize that this whole thing that happened this week, this racial injustice, we can't tolerate it. And the fact that we know the phrase, united we stand, divided we fall.
We know the song.
Heard it. Yeah, I mean, it was written thousands of years ago.
See, that's the one thing. I always thought it was an early 70s song. And then you brought up the fact that it is not an early 70s song. How far does United We Stand go back?
Well, Aesop originally wrote it. I looked this up because I was really interested in that phrase, united we stand, divided we fall, because we've heard it all the time. So Aesop wrote it in a fable, but then John Dickinson, 1768,
1768. This is before the United States. Yeah, it was
even a nation. And so he writes this phrase, and I said, what's interesting? That phrase, it stood the test of time. Thousands of years, we brought it back, and we weren't even a nation. We had this phrase. And I really feel, to say, and it's important because we've got this platform, is that, in order for us, I believe, just for me, is that in order for us to make sure we stay united, that we don't want to fall, then we have to really realize the importance of that phrase. And for me, looking at it, my week in review is just the fact that, what can I do more? What can I, what I saw this week, it's very sad. It made me realize that I need to listen more. I need to see more. I need to understand more. So for me, that united we stand, divided we fall, it's simply, love your neighbor as yourself. And I think a lot of us, I feel like I do that, but there is more that we can do, which hinges on do what you can with what you have, where you are.
And
Really?
you say that all the time, and that's a part of the award that we do a little later in the show that you brought up, the Theodore Roosevelt part. So now I'll tell you what, I've been doing all these feel-good requests, and boy, I don't know if you've been listening, but I sure get a ton of them. This morning, it was the entire feel-good show. Almost every break I went in, about every 4 to 5 songs, I was doing another feel-good request because management keeps sending them to me. So now, if you think that they just send them to me, that's why I tell you, send them to feelgood@SiriusXM.com. And it does all of us good because, number one, it goes right to my bosses. They see them first.
Yeah.
So whatever, you write something and it's good, they start responding with my boss because usually if it's a conversation just between me and them, they never hear what you're saying because I'm not sitting there forwarding them going, hey, look what somebody wrote about me. So when you do that, they see it. It's great. They see it, then they forward it to me, and then they also they'll email you directly. And you'll have a conversation with the head of the 60s on 6. So people get the top management writing them, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just got an email. And they'll sometimes tell me.
Oh, wait, what's that email again?
What's that?
What's the email so people could write
Feel good. Yeah, you just write feelgood@SiriusXM.com.
Oh.
And then what we want is your name and then where you're from. Then also tell us what that song is. And earlier today, one of the songs, this is a really cool thing. The guy had his dog that had gone, and he wanted the song "You Got a Friend." Well, "You Got a Friend" was from 71, the summer of 71. But so my first boss writes and he says, just go ahead and read this on the air because we don't have the song. Top boss above him says, the world is not going to end with us playing "You Got a Friend" from 1971. You just go on. You said you borrowed it from the 70s on 7 and you played the song. So it breaks the barrier where you do a feature and you just, you're the 60s on 6, but to break out and say, hey, I just asked the 70s on 7, they're going to let me play their song from 71 because this message was so popular. Wow. So that's why it shows up pretty well in features. So I got the messages. That's how it works. So that came from the top of the management saying, no, it's like, believe me, people did not stop listening to the radio. And on December the 31st, 1969, believe me, every one of our listeners knows all those songs. Most of our listeners know everything up until about the early 80s. And then that's when oldies radio came about. And some of them went back and started listening to that. So you have pretty much a 60s listener. You can talk about the 70s to the early 80s. They know that music. That's
or
really
you could be somebody like me who listens. Last week, this is a really funny story. And I told you this a couple times now that I can listen to the app and I'm not flying somewhere where I can't hear it. I did not realize there's a 60s song that's Bernadette.
Oh, you didn't know about the one by the Temptations. Okay.
No. So this is funny. So this goes to show how these songs can span generations and whatnot, because I'm like, I didn't know that. And then I realized something. So you know how my parents owned a bagel shop?
Yeah, on Long Island.
Yes. So when I was a kid, I couldn't necessarily wait on customers, but I remember I would be able to do some things like restock inventory or make tea for somebody. And there was a guy that used to come in and he was funny and he would always try to ask me my name. But it was like this running joke. I would never tell him my name. Oh. So we had to wear latex gloves, right, for the health code. And the spigot on the tea machine, the tea and coffee machine, well, he was asking me what my name was. And I was turning the cup and I was opening the spigot and boiling hot water is coming out. But it landed on my glove rather than in the teacup.
Uh-oh.
So I'm, and he was like so plished because it was plastic, so it was even burning more. And he goes, I know what your name is now. So my mom was there and he goes, I know your name. So I was like, what? He said, Bernadette.
So you became Bernadette. That's it, Bernadette.
That's perfect. But the thing is I didn't understand why that was so funny. Like, okay, you thought of that, but then I realized they both were laughing because they were from the same generation and knew all these songs. Because I've told you, my mom used to sing all these songs. I didn't know they were from the 60s. I just thought she was singing songs just to make fun of me, like, oh, you're so sad kind of songs. There's one song that I hear on the radio when you play it, and I'm always like, she used to sing that to me when I was sulking.
Wow. That is so funny. By the way, we were supposed to have the spelling bee. How great was your spelling when you were working at the bagel shop? It wasn't that great, or was it?
No, because I didn't know those PHs.
Oh, well, I found something that was at Janine's Bagel Shop. We took this from years ago, and she meant to write, please use the tongs for the pastries. And here's what she wrote. Please use your tongue for the pastries. It was supposed to be tongs. And Janine wrote, please use your tongue for the pastry pickup.
Yes, exactly. Well, my mom had everything behind glass. I always used to say with my mom, health inspectors, and I say this when I talk, because I talk about the bagel shop a lot, health inspectors came in to eat.
Oh, did they really? That's good news. That if they wanted to come in there, have you ever seen the health inspector episode of SpongeBob?
No,
it's one of the best episodes. If you want to see one of the funniest episodes, watch the health inspector SpongeBob. that's one of the classics.
I gotta tell you, I know this is probably going to be horrible, but I have never watched any episode of SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob. That's if you're going to watch one, that's the one to watch. It's one of the few that I know. But after you see it, it's one of the hilarious ones, and you'd like it. But after working in a shop like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to do that.
Yeah. So, hey, do you want to cover any of these really nice things that were happening? Because I got some really nice letters. Could I read one?
I think you should.
Let me see which one. I have two of them. Now, I read them on the air. If you listen on the air, I did cover these, but the first one, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. And It comes from a lady named Sandy who wrote in, and she said, I wanted to write about baseball, rocket ships, and other important stuff. She said, good morning, Phlash. It's amazing what you do every morning because you keep us happy, positive, and keep us on the 60s on 6. You keep it alive. Your reach is far beyond what you can even comprehend. 2 weeks ago, I, along with 1,300 coworkers over at Hyatt Hotels, lost our job to COVID-19. So she goes on to talk about every one of her coworkers she's not with and how she's even helped out them in their personal situation. She says, but every time, I know it's a difficult time, but it is your happy voice every morning that helps me get out of bed and start the day thinking positively with hope. This morning, I heard you talking about the Boston Marathon being canceled. The Patriot game had never been held. And it prompted me to remember that 2 days ago, I heard a Frank Sinatra song that made me cry. The song is called This Used to Be a Ballpark. It brought tears to my eyes for the first time in this emotional last 2 weeks that I actually broke down and I cried. And then I explained that, gosh, I was a tomboy. I grew up. I had my dad that would come home. I'd sit on the curb. I had my mitt and ball, and I'd just wait. We would not even go in for dinner until we played catch. So I'm wondering if you've ever heard that song. I know it's pretty obscure. So you know what we did? We got the song, and we played it for her. And the song is all about this used to be a ballpark. An example would be Abbott's Field. How many of you went to a baseball stadium, a football stadium, and it doesn't exist anymore? So to me, it would be Memorial Stadium, going to see the Orioles, where the Colts played, and now it's Camden Yards and M&T Bank Stadium. So that area on 33rd Street means a lot to me when I see that going, gosh, I remember seeing games here. Well, we had a very sad thing that happened because over on 31st Street in South Minneapolis, there was a baseball stadium between 1896 and 1955 that stood there. Well, it was taken down, and that was one of the minor league. They were called the Minneapolis Millers. They had a bank there. It later was a Wells Fargo until earlier this week when it was burned down in the riot.
Oh.
And that song meant a lot to her because that was a big connection about what happened. And do you want the second message that she wrote me? Because after I did that, she had no idea, and she wrote me back, and she didn't even say that she wanted this on the air, but I said I had to read it on the air. It was so nice. I just heard you read my message, and at that poignant part about Wells Fargo, hearing about that park, and the short time that passed from the time I wrote that message, I just feel like the world had fallen apart. To think that so much hatred and rage was going on, and there was an unseen village. It's deep in the souls of the human beings that has really grown to a point that we need to be able to bring the country back. It was so heartbreaking. I remember back to 9/11. I remember how slowly the rebuild was. An example, baseball was one of the first things to come back. Well, we just don't have that. So we're going to have to survive another way. She says, it's people like you. Your compassion, your empathy is what each of us needs to model our behavior against. When I wrote that first email to you, I wanted to go back to pre-COVID-19 when we all had our jobs, small businesses were thriving, the economy was stable. Hindsight, Well, that was nothing compared to what we're going through. If my only beautiful Chicago didn't look like a war zone had gone on, if only. So let's please pray that something good comes from all of this and we can stand stronger as a nation and as individuals because of it. Thank you so much, Sandy. Wasn't that a really nice message that she left for both of them?
Oh,
so,
wow.
And so I had both of those on the air just yesterday morning. And so that was very nice. And so she's one of our new listeners that I had not heard from before.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the great thing about this. I mean, I'm happy that we get to do all of this because there are people we would have never met. And I have found Lynette. I just want to put this up real quick. I did not know this, Lynette. But last week, she said she was counting down the minutes until midnight. She turned 69 plus 1. So 70. And what happened? It was just yesterday. I was in our basement singing Neil Sedaka.
Neil Sedaka is how you say it.
Neil Sedaka's happy birthday, sweet 16 to myself. So instead of having a cocktail and licking my age wounds, I am having a blast listening to two of my favorites. Thank you for all the fun, the joy, and laughter you both bring to us all. Well, listen,
that's
happy 69 plus 1 year, plus 1 week, Lynette, from all of us.
That is a great one. I love that. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So
yeah. That was good. Boy, you got some good ones in there. So great emails, and we have a lot going on.
The merchandise, as I told everybody, we keep saying that it's taking a little bit longer, obviously, because they have less staff to fulfill all of the orders for the flat live streaming quarantine with Phlash and Janine merchandise, which is right here.
Hey, look at that. Hey, I want one of those mugs. How do I get one? I need to go in. What's the website?
Ask Santa for Christmas. But so you got my Aunt Louise who got her mug.
There she is. Oh, put her on again.
Let's see if you know
there she is.
Let's see if you know who this is, Phlash.
Okay. Oh, Marjorie. Is that right? Marjorie?
Marjorie Di Benedetto.
Yeah, that's her.
She's sharing the screen with us. There we are.
Over there.
And there is I can't do this. There is the iPhone cover that she got from the live streaming quarantine merchandise. I did not know anybody was going to want those, but there it is. If Marjorie, I'm trying to remove you from the screen so you could go back to the comfort of your own home watching the show. I cannot find
that.
You. There you are.
That thing is really cool. And because I don't have a cover on mine. But Terry used to have one, and then she broke her phone, and she was getting all celebrities to pose with it. So I have some of the really cool celebrities. She would go over and she'd hand them the phone and say, "Let's do a selfie, but you got to make sure we do a picture of us doing a picture." And so she would hold up her phone, and you'd see the back of her phone, and there would be a picture of them, and then you could see they had the Phlash cover on. So it's like, you got to take a picture of a picture. It's going to be great.
She's too much. I don't think she's able to watch until after the show is over, which is a reminder that you could actually watch the show again if you really want to. Bill
did. Bill just checked in and he just said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to miss the show. I'm having a good time out here in the Pacific Northwest," and he's doing a little traveling, but he said, "I'll watch it later." So there you go. Hi, Bill.
Cecil says hello.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be on Cecil's show. This is great. And you've already been on. You beat me to the punch on that. And you were there in person. You went to Myrtle Beach. You saw your dad. You went over. I am going to be doing a live stream with Cecil and Amanda. And so it's going to be so much fun to be able to see him. I'm going to do it on Wednesday. Cecil, I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday at noon. So during the show next week, I'll have to keep reminding you to watch. It's called Carolina and Company out of Myrtle Beach. Just look for Cecil Chandler, Carolina and Company, and Amanda. It is going to be so much fun. And they're going to give me about 20 minutes to talk, I think. No, that's really.
It's obviously remote, right, Phlash? You're not driving there.
I will stay right here and do it. But yeah, I'm not going down to Myrtle Beach to do it.
Unlike me, I had to wake up really early and go there. You just can do this from the comfort of your own home.
And I'll be in the middle of I'll just be ending the show. So as soon as I'm done, I'll switch right over and do Carolina and Company. I'll be the second one or so in on the show.
The wonders of technology, Phlash.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
So I got to tell you. So first of all, I just wanted to mention one more time. I just posted the link for the merchandise, and here's why. I'm not trying to push it to sell it, but the profits from the live stream in quarantine limited edition merchandise, because once we're out of quarantine, we're not going to be selling that anymore. All of the profits are going to help organizations that are helping with the COVID-19, as well as our, anybody who's on the front lines, including our veterans. So when you get that merchandise, make sure you send us a picture or a selfie of obviously a selfie of yourself. Is that even the right way to say it?
That would be a selfie of yourself. Yeah, that's only if you hold the camera. If somebody else takes the photo, it's not a selfie, because I've seen them do it before. They'll say, hey, will you take a selfie of me? Well, if I take the photo of you, it's not a selfie. You got to hold it yourself and be closer. That's a selfie because you officially took it yourself. And if you pass the camera to someone else, you're just taking a picture of them.
And if you take a photo with Phlash, it's a SELPHIE.
As long as one of the two of us are holding the camera. Correct.
Yes, that's right.
Hey, bubbles. What are those bubbles for? Last week there was a big bug on the screen. Now we got bubbles.
You know why? Phlash? Because
it's a holiday.
I found out that today is National Clean Beauty Day.
I read that one. I saw there's a couple different days going on, but Clean Beauty Day, I like that. What do you do for Clean Beauty Day?
Well, I don't know. The question is, what do you do for Clean Beauty, Phlash?
Well, as you know, the only soap I always have is what I get from hotels, and I've only stayed in.
Hold on.
I've only stayed in a couple hotels. Where are you going? I've only stayed in a couple hotels this year, because ever since March, I stayed in a hotel on March the 15th, 14th, and then after that, I stayed, I think maybe two more that I did at Memorial Day weekend. But I'm not collecting as much soap as I did, and I've gone through a lot of it. Hey, that's a bar. Looks like a bar of Dial. Is that Dial Gold? What did you do? It looks like you. If I look at that, it looks like you put your initial. Is that a J?
Yes. I just was trying to mess up. I was bored, and
you carved a J right into your.
I didn't want Shep or Star to find my soap.
So you carve your initial J so people know it's yours that are in the house.
Well, Shep and Star, anyway. But anyhow, I thought that I would give you my soap, because I have some more. Because I have stolen a lot more from hotel rooms than you have, as we saw when I dumped all of my. Yeah,
you dumped them all 2 weeks ago.
I thought you can have for national in celebration. Hold on.
I can't get it. All right.
Nikki got it.
Hey. Oh gosh.
It's very sticky.
Let me see if the J's still there.
The portal works. At least we know that.
It's there. Oh, it's sticking. Did you just use this?
Well, I washed my hands a few times.
Look at that. I'm gonna switch it to a pH. I got to get my knife out and carve a pH into it.
And everybody, we're not raffling this. We're not auctioning this show.
There we go. All right, here you go.
Knives, Phlash. Oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. I just was concerned for you. We don't want you smelling. And
I got it. Oh man, I got some soap on the knife. There you go. Have that for later. That is fantastic. Thank you for the soap. That is really nice. What do I do with? I'll use it later in the shower.
There you go. Moving right along. Today.
What else is today?
And sliding through. Today is also. I know you know what this is. What is?
I talked about. I put my picture up. And do you have a photo? Maybe.
I do.
Bubbles.
Okay. Here we go.
Let me see what you have.
Congratulations.
Show me. There it is. That was my photo of the day. That is taken in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Have you ever gotten a chance to go to? I know you've done Michigan. You've been in Detroit, and have you ever? Do you know anything about Frankenmuth? There's a place called. Yeah, there's a place called Bronner's, okay, which is just to the south of this. That's the cheese house in downtown, and then they're very famous. They got chicken and all these things in downtown. So they got a maypole, but it's 300 and what is it? 61 days is what it says. 361 days of Christmas at Bronner's, just in that town. So if the best part is, I would go there in the summer, and they light up all the Christmas trees, and you can do Christmas in the summer, so you don't have to freeze outside, and they have all the decorations. It's a great place to go. It is just north of Flint and south of Saginaw. So
I wonder if anybody is from there.
Oh, I'll bet. I used to live in Saginaw. From one of my places. Hey, guess what I got? I also have some cheese. This because I was eating today. Hold on. If I open it up, it's string cheese.
I have no cheese.
Do you have any cheese?
I haven't checked in the refrigerator.
There you go. I'm going to be nice, and I'll tell you what. How would you like to have this cheese? Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll give it to you. It's a full one. There you go.
Thanks. Oh gosh. Oh, there it is. Okay.
You got it?
Thank you very much.
Oh, look at it. You just tore it up. How did you?
Cheese, Phlash.
You took half of it. I only got half of it left. I just took it out of the package. You saw that. It came out of the package, and now it's in half. You pulled half of it out. Man, look at that.
Does anybody know Wallace and Gromit? I used to watch that. My dad introduced us to Wallace and Gromit. We used to watch that all the time during the college break.
That is one of the.
And it worked right through the portal.
That is it. I'm glad this is working out here.
This is great. Well, thankfully that portal is working. Last week we had some problems with the interwebs.
Is that right? And there's a lot of great things that go on. I understand.
Or am I allowed to have one more piece or no?
Oh, wait. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I forgot. You made me lose it. Okay, ready? Okay. Here it comes. Go ahead. Just pull a string of it off. Just get a little bit. You got it?
There we go.
You didn't leave me much. Have you? Now we've been to all 50 states. Have you done a lot of Wisconsin?
Yes, and I'm so glad you can ask this. You asked this. Because I don't know if she's watching, but my friend Peggy Lee Lightfoot.
Oh yeah.
The last 2 times I was in Wisconsin, she would make sure that I got cheese curd and this is quite ironic. I want to share this. So my first time that I went to Wisconsin was obviously when I was singing in all 50 states. And funny enough, the little girl that did the intro for the show, my niece, was born when I was in Wisconsin.
Oh, there you go. Great combination.
Huh?
That's a great combination. Did you see any more of my photos that I had taken around? I think I have one. That was a Michigan one. Maybe you have another one of me with cheese.
I do. I think this one. Is that what you're looking for?
That one's actually right on the border. That's in Beloit, is where that is, Beloit, Illinois. And did I give you another one? Because if you have another one, there's another big Wisconsin one.
Do I? I don't know.
Phlash. You don't have that one. That's okay. That's the Michigan one. That's all right. The Beloit one is very close.
Sorry.
Wait, Beloit is Wisconsin, isn't it? No, Beloit, Illinois. It's right on the border. Which is Beloit on the Illinois or Wisconsin side?
I don't know. Somebody tell me.
Hold on.
Okay, Phlash. Looking.
No, Beloit's Illinois. I'm pretty sure that's the Illinois side. Oh, Janesville's the Wisconsin side. I'll show you where it is.
Beloit, Iowa, Wisconsin.
No.
Wisconsin.
No, it's Beloit, Illinois.
Kansas.
Is what it is. No. So here it is. No, it's right on the border. It's right there. It is. I think it is on the Wisconsin side. It's so close. It's one of those. Yeah, it's on the Wisconsin side.
But
here's what it is. Beloit is on the north side of the border. South Beloit is on the Illinois side.
Because
so it straddles the border of both. That's where it is. So I don't remember whether or not that was on the Illinois or Wisconsin.
Oh, there we go. See, there's my friend Peggy Lee Lightfoot. She said Wisconsin. It is Wisconsin. Yeah.
And South Beloit is in Illinois. But
I just want you to know that I did some major research. I Googled it, and there are other cities that are also Beloit.
Oh, I'll bet. That's how I do my city of the day find. If you ever wonder how I do it, I come to the online and I have a database that I put together, and I can search for any named city, and then I find out exactly where they all are across the country. So if I look up how many Beloits there are, it'll
Flash
even tell me
isn't
probably about South
Flash
Beloit.
isn't looking at the screen right now, but this is I
The
like
answer-
this. Don't look at
So the answer is Wisconsin has one, Georgia, Ohio, Kansas, Iowa, and Alabama. So they are all of them. There's similar ones that are in Bangladesh, France, Cuba, Ethiopia, Haiti, the Philippines, Romania. This is one of the most incredible databases that I have. And that's how the whole city of the day in Flash 54, Where Are You, is played. And that's how quick I can get to every one of the cities across the world with the name.
I just wanted to put this comment up. You two are certifiably crazy, Flash. George knew that you were Flash, but now it seems like I am now in that club.
Okay. Oh man. You know what I was also doing just earlier? I was, the beer can collection that I have downstairs, right? So I was down there, and a lot of them had so much dirt on them, and I was wiping off all the dust. And this one, let me still wipe it off, because I would have to say this one is really filthy.
Okay.
This is the filthiest can I have. It's spelled with a PH.
Oh
man.
Oh man. Flash, what was I going to tell you? I had something I was going to say. Oh, so I just want to show this, because I just actually want to show Peggy this, if you guys all will not mind. Peggy, these were the first cheese curds I ever had.
Oh,
right there.
Wow.
Right there. Wouldn't it be nice if we had some? And this was the restaurant. Peggy, maybe you could tell us, this was the restaurant I was in when I had my first dish of, that was when I was staying at Miller Field.
Oh, okay. And Miller Park. And you sang at Miller Park and for the Brewers?
I picture that, but I can't find it right now. But you know what I think Flash is
Hey, where are the cheese curds? I want some Wisconsin cheese curds.
I was saying that it would be nice if we had a producer to help with the show, but I think they would quit just don't adhere to any of that. But this is what I would like to move on to. Mm-hmm. What does our little ticker say?
Let me read it. Flash. Oh, it's Flash and Tell time. Oh, wow. All right. I wanted to tell this one because next week it'll be the 25th anniversary of my dog Clyde being born. He was born on June 9th, 1995. Wow. And that's 25 years, right?
That's 3 days after D-Day's 50th anniversary.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the time's really flying, isn't it? No. What's D-Day's anniversary right now?
It's 76 years, so I'm wrong.
That's it. Yeah. It's because you were there for the 75th anniversary down in Bedford. Yes. I remember when you were down there for that.
That was really cool.
Yeah. So here you go. We have so with the Clyde. Can I do a whole thing about Clyde and tell Clyde for show and tell?
Say that because somehow, some way, I have some photos of Clyde.
Oh, good. You show a photo, and then I'll tell about it because Clyde, again, born on June 9th, 1995 in Indiana, and I took him to 48 states. He got to 48 states, 5 provinces. There were 2 states that he did not get to. So if you just throw any photo up, I'll tell you. I'm just kidding. There's Clyde right there. That was when Clyde went to Beloit, Wisconsin, and he looked like a giant mouse.
Okay, so here's the first picture. I hope I'm in the right order, but here's Clyde.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, there it is. See, this is Clyde when he would ride with me. Everybody said, what did he do? He'd sit on the seat and he would read the map. If you notice, that is the Rand McNally map. And he would put his head on there. And he always wanted to see what was going on the map so he knew where he was. Okay, so that's that one. Go ahead. Can you flip through another photo?
I think Clyde runs really fast because he ran through a wall.
Oh, these are the hooks that you can get at IKEA. So I went to, you should see the I needed, yeah, these are the hooks from IKEA that you can put on your wall. So when I bought a new house, I decided that I wanted to have a Clyde hook all over the entire house. Now, Clyde was still alive at this point, and I painted every one of them to look exactly the same colors. Like, Clyde, let me see your butt again. Okay, there you go. There's the black, there's the white. I painted those, and that's the exact look of him from the back. And so they hang still to this day all over the house. Keys are hung up on there. Hats are hung up. My bath towel is hung up on a Clyde tail, just like that. So I still have those memories about him. And go ahead, throw up another photo. This is when I take off too fast. He gets sucked back into the seat. I don't know where the rest of that body went, but that was a little too fast on the accelerator. That was, I was about to put the hammer down. Okay. Any other photo that you have?
When my dog used to get his temperature taken, that's kind of what his face.
That's the hiding. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's you know, it's on the way. Saturday is going to be, it was a dark of the moon on the 6th of June in a Kenworth Hall and Hogs. Cab over Pete with a reefer on and a Jimmy Hall and Hogs. We was headed for Bear on I-10 about a mile out of Shaky Town. I said, Pig Pandas, here's a rubber duck, and I'm about to put the hammer down. Now, you don't know that. Right before you were born, there was a song called Convoy by C.W. McCall.
Oh my gosh. Didn't somebody say that during the Reese Across America thing?
Probably. Yeah.
Convoy, I think you said it.
I probably did. I tried because you were riding in the truck, and I'm sure I did it for you.
The convoy thing.
Well, the first line of that song says, was the dark of the moon on the 6th of June, and we are going to have that on the way on Saturday. So it will be that's called Convoy Day. Just and like another trucker day is celebrated on October 4th, which is 10-4 day. So that's a good one.
10-4. Do you know, and if you all remember, I am JB Hunt's official tire kicker.
That's right. You were the tire kicker. They officially did that. Any more Clyde photos that you have? Yeah. Look at that one. This is, you could relate to this because this is like Shep. This is where Clyde was in the kitchen down in Sarasota, Florida at Thanksgiving. Look at that look on his face. Like, are you going to throw me any food? That's what that was.
Let me tell you a real quick story. You got one with a photo, but you know, as everybody knows, I love dogs, but I'm not a necessarily dog hair person. So we had a really bad thunderstorm. Now there are 3 other people. There's my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my husband, and then there's me. And usually Shep or Star, they don't usually come to me. Well, when the thunder hit, guess where Shep ran?
Shep went to you.
To my door.
My gosh. So Shep is learning to love that you're the one that's going to protect him during the storm.
I think so, because I was a calming force.
Wow.
I gave him a treat. I think that's what he knows, to go there for food. But then I pet him like this.
Oh, right on the head.
And now we're best friends.
There you go. That's a way to make a dog friend. And do we have another photo before we do the video? Yeah, this was the Clyde Museum. This is in Clyde, Ohio. And I said, you know how that's done? If you just think he's standing there by himself, that is not true. Here's the way I would do it. The way I do that is so he's got his collar on, and then I take his collar or his leash, and I wrap it around the post. And then I stick the end of the leash right through the hole that you hold, and then it comes back out, and then you connect him to it. So now he's stuck on the pole, and you position him so he wants to come forward. I back away. I hold a treat. Now he's looking at my hand because I have a treat, and he can't come any further because right behind he's connected to that pole. And so that's how I get the photo. And then I go and I give him the treat, and then I let him back off the pole.
You better be giving him. Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's how I did that. All right. So, so the story, do we have the video?
Yes. Would you like to show that video now? This is
let me set it up first. I'll tell you what happened. So I take Clyde to 48 states. And then, as many of you know, back in 2010, he had died, and he did not get a chance to go to Alaska or to go to Hawaii. So I always said, once I get his ashes, I will take those ashes to Alaska and to Hawaii. I took him to Hawaii first, but in this video, you're going to see something I've never shown before. It's never made any video I've ever put up online. So for the first airing ever, you're going to see me scattering Clyde's ashes in Alaska, which is in an ice bridge. You're about to see, this is in Fairbanks, Alaska. There is it's water because it's warm. It's August at this point. And you'll see it says Love Alaska. And I sprinkle them into what eventually will freeze into become an ice bridge. And then we'll follow it by me standing at Haleakala. And he's at the top of Haleakala on Maui. And then you'll see him at the Kona Coast. On the Big Island, and then you'll see him over at Diamond Head. I'm at the very edge of Diamond Head on Oahu, so he's in all three. So,
all right, and I think you'll be able to talk through this. Is there sound on this video?
Yeah, you'll hear the wind.
Okay,
basically that's it.
And here it is.
So, this will be fun to see.
Oh, well, where are you? There you are.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, there I am. Yeah, the four places that Clyde is now has his ashes. So that put him into all 50 states, and they were the last places. And could you notice that his ashes at the very end at Diamond Head, they went up in the air?
Yes, so they kind of came back.
Yeah, they did, and they came back at Haleakala as well, and they came in right back to the camera. So it's like he wanted to be on camera. Boom! All of his ashes hit the camera. I was trying to test the wind at Haleakala. You're 10,000 feet up. And they're like, oh, it went right back at the camera.
Oh, so, that is really
so
see
there you
the
go.
World premiere. Clyde didn't know when he was 25 years after that he would be on a Facebook page.
Oh.
Well, that's
my doorbell. God. What? Do you mind if I go get the doorbell and find out who's at the door?
I don't know why there's somebody that always rings your doorbell.
In the meantime, I'll let you see a big Clyde over there. This is the one that was done for me at Clyde. I'll go down since I'm hearing the door.
Yeah, you better go because they're still. I don't know, guys. I don't know why somebody keeps. I don't know who actually. I will tell you all that I know exactly what Phlash is getting this time. It is the stuff that the recipient for our second Teddy Award is all about. So I don't want to give it away, but I will really quick. While Phlash is getting his stuff, I want to remind everybody about Janine's team that you can text USA to 33777. I'm doing this really fast. So that you can learn about some missions, about doing what you can with what you have, where you are, realizing that you yourself can make a difference, finding out about different people who can use some encouragement. So if you text USA, he's back, to 33777, you will be able to do some really cool things. And I know what's in this package, Phlash.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm back. Okay.
Oh, I
got a box again.
Yes, I know.
This one was this. And guess what? The post office just brought this over. You sent this priority. This must have cost you some money.
You know, I will say this, that
cost you some money. I see.
We can use this time to thank all of our truck drivers. We were talking about all of our post people for all of their hard work, because if it weren't for them, you wouldn't be getting this package right now.
Oh, wow.
But I know what this package is, Phlash. I was supposed to get one too, but you got yours. So
can I, and I'm opening it right now.
Careful. You're putting it towards your finger. You're going to cut your finger. You're going to have to change the order of the
show. Here it is. I won't go too fast through it. If I can get it open. You really sealed it pretty good. Oh, actually, it looks like the post office sealed it for you. Oh, wow.
Wow.
It is.
Let me see it. I haven't seen this, but I know what it is.
What is this?
Okay. This is Eco Soap Bank. It's a gift package for you from Eco Soap Bank. Now, when we were talking like 2 weeks ago, whatever, there is a woman who listens to you. Her name is Debbie Fusco. Her son and his co-founder started something called Eco Soap Bank, and this is very interesting. Go ahead and open the box because your camera's really dark.
Nope.
Eco
blocking my light.
This is an example. See, we always talk about, again, do what you can with what you have where you are. This is really exciting. So when she heard us talking about this stuff, she said, you should check out what my son is doing. And
thank you, Card. Thank you so much for having us on the show. We employ women to recycle leftover soap so we can save lives. Please go to Echo Soap Bank on Facebook to donate.
Yep, there's this right here. So here's the thing. So remember when we were talking about how we would take all the soap from the different hotels and keep them? Well, here's what happened. Here, I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
Debbie Fusco's, her son, his name is Frank Fusco, and his co-founder, Samir Lakhani. I think I'm saying it right. I hope I'm saying it right. Samir was in Cambodia, and he was riding his bike through a village, and he saw a woman who was washing her baby with laundry detergent. That's the soap, I think. Yeah, that's the soap.
Yeah.
So she was
a number of them in here.
Laundry detergent, and what he thought of is he had this idea that he could do what he could with what he had where he was. He was staying in a really nice hotel. So he was like, I'm in this hotel room and I have thrown out more soap than these people have ever seen. So he asked the hotel manager that he was at if he can have all of the used soap from all the different rooms. And he asked if then he got on his bike and he tried to ask, he put a Hawaiian shirt on. Funny enough, we talked about Hawaiian.
Last week.
For deployed soldiers. But he put a shirt on, he was all sweaty, and he went up to the other hotels in the area and asked the same thing. And I don't know what the figure is a year or a day. I think it's 5 million bars of soap from all the hotels get thrown out because you use it once, you can't use it again. So he collected all this. Then what he did was he went to the store, he got butcher blocks and was trying to cut it up so that he could clean it off. And he started to give it out. Well, this thing grew, and he and his partner, and they've grown this to an organization. They're taking all of the soap from different hotels from this country and other countries and helping these, I just want to make sure I'm getting it all right, these villages that don't have access to it. But now with COVID-19, it's even more important that they have soap. So they've taken their entire focus of this organization and said, we're going to make sure third world countries and even areas in our country have access to soap. Yeah. And they have this process. If you could open one of your soaps, Phlash.
Let me. Do you actually want me to undo it? You mean undo it?
Yeah, so you can see it. So they clean the soap, they take off the outer layer. I thought this was so interesting. Then they chlorinate it. So this is all disinfected. And then they push it through a screen. So it's extremely sanitary. And they have given over 1.5 million bars of soap.
Oh my gosh.
To help fight coronavirus because you need soap. So if anybody knows anybody that can use this, or if anybody knows soap manufacturers or other hotel chains, even Airbnb, they can get soap to them. But you could also go to their website to learn more and donate. So I just was so impressed with that. Debbie Fusco is a proud mom, told us about it. And because of all the amazing things that they are doing, they are the recipients.
Give it to them.
Of the Teddy Award. And here it is.
Wow, it's a Teddy Award. That's it. You get the gold cup that goes on. This is fantastic. What a great thing. Who would have known that you could do this with all the soap that comes out of the hotels? I mean, now I feel really good. I mean, I could start sending them the soap that I don't use. Or I use it once in the hotel. But do you mind if I would really like to see? You want it?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
There you go.
Thank you so much. Oh boy.
You got it?
Yes, I got it. I got it.
Did it fall?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay. I thought I heard it fall through.
Huh?
Thought it fell on you.
Oh, no, it did not fall on me.
Hey, guess what? I held I held the bar of soap out.
Phlash!
I gave it to you. I got the other one that you gave me too. I got two.
Ooh.
Hold.
It smells good.
Let me see. Oh gosh, it does smell good.
You do Phlash? I think you should try it. Well, how many bars do you have? You have you have my bar that I gave you before.
Throw me here. Can you hand me that one back?
Gosh. Okay, hold on.
Hand that back to me, because if I can get that one, there you go. Thank you. All right. Thanks for giving it back. Okay, so now I have the one that Janine had out of the box. You don't have any now, right? And I got the dial, this one that has the J in it. Okay, so here you go.
Plenty of hotel soap. So maybe if you could, why don't you go ahead and try to juggle that? And I'm going to try to make sure while Phlash is juggling that. Sorry, everyone.
Got some soap on the. Let me do it without looking into the light. Because if I don't look into the light, I can. That one is slippery. That one that you just put, and this gold one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a mess. Got a couple dents in it. They don't toss as easy as they should.
Oh my gosh! So you're juggling 3 different kinds. Now keep in mind that gold bar of soap.
They're all over. Yeah, you got 3 different ones going on here. Okay.
Because it was used. You can actually recycle that into something that can help others. So again, recognizing our Teddy Awards. Now they've won a lot of other things. They've done TED Talks. They were they were on national television accepting a really huge award, recognizing all the stuff that they've done. And just think about this for a second. This was somebody who was riding in a bike past somebody who he saw there was a need, and he had a great idea, and he just didn't say, well, there's nothing I could do about it. Now it's become, they're very young, and it's their life's work, and it's something they could be really, really proud of. So go to their website, find more about it. Flashes, are you done juggling?
I don't know. Guess what I have? I got a knife. We don't want to do it while we're on. By the way, I got soap on the floor now. I'm washing the floor with the soap.
Get up and fall. You've fallen up, and we don't need you to do that. Do that again. Okay,
but I do that. I will get these back to you.
Thank you. Yes, I would appreciate that. I haven't even gotten to look at all this.
Do you have one?
Well, yeah. Hold on one second.
Did it go through the port? Here it is.
It totally can. Sure, I'll take it back. Thank you so much.
There you go.
So listen, EcoSoap Bank, thank you so much for sending this. You don't have to send another one because the portal clearly still works, and now I have it. And
now let me try to clean up the floor before I fall over on all of this. Oh my God.
Last time you inhaled way too much water.
That was 2 weeks ago. Okay, that was fun to be able to do this. I got soap all over my hands, which is good. That was the way I was washing it.
Well, we've got 3 minutes left. I don't even know if we're going to be able to do state.
Let's do the state. Let's do state of the show. Let's go ahead, and if we have to run just a couple minutes over, let's can I draw?
We haven't had.
Okay. Here, let me draw, and I'll get the state.
All right. Well, you got
Can
to
I
do it. Sure, you could do it again. Here you go. It's right there. There you go.
And I got one.
Okay.
You and your pretty handwriting for Idaho. Yay. I know part of your Idaho story. There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Idaho.
You want me to take it?
Sure. Yeah. You want it?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
All right. There you go. You have it?
I got it.
Let me see it. Let me see that. Show up closer. Oh. I made it. It is there. Okay.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. This is magic. We've only got 3 minutes left. I think what we could do is I could tell my Idaho story next week. For sure. And it would be awesome.
All right.
Yeah. I think that would be a good idea. It would be really.
Oh, I know what we should do. We skipped Tennessee. Is there a way we can tell a story about Tennessee between both of us?
We could do. I'm going to show you guys. Well, we're not going to tell the whole Tennessee story, but somebody from Tennessee had open heart surgery, and a lot of you probably know who it is. And we've only got 2 minutes left to the show, so we're going to have to fly through this really quickly. Anybody can guess who that person is? There's a picture
of me with her. She just had open heart surgery the other day. They just mentioned it yesterday. Yeah. And when she walked into my studio into the 60s, I was there like, who is that? And it was like, that is Amy Grant. How about that? That is I got my picture with Amy Grant. I know she was a big inspiration to you singing. And did you ever meet her?
Yes, I did. I met her, and there it is right there.
Where are you? Where are you? There you are. There you are.
Not recent. I was a kid. I think I was like 7th or 8th grade, but I won a radio contest, and that's my brother. And that's obviously Amy Grant. We both had crazy perms. And I got to meet her. She was my first concert ever. And I think she was a lot of fun. That was like during the Every Heartbeat phase. But
1991.
Oh my God.
What's going on in there? Do you have a party crasher again?
We have a party crasher again. Oh my gosh.
You're making me crash this party. Oh. Did I hear tell?
It's Cheese Day.
Cheese Day.
And
it is.
Oh my gosh.
Look at what's
I
there.
didn't know we had this.
No. And do you know that good old Charlie not only makes maple syrup, he knows how to make curd of curds and
milk. Is that a cheese curd from Wisconsin?
Flash, I'm going to give you a piece of curd.
There you go.
Okay. I'll take it.
Well, why don't you try it? You know what? It's over, 8 o'clock, but let's see if the portal still works. Go ahead.
Right.
Now, there you go. Just
they're not cooked.
Right through that camera.
Okay,
right
here it
there
comes. Here it comes.
And yep. Let's see.
They cooked it. It went from uncooked to cooked. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Let's see the cheese in it.
So we have to be careful what we put through the portal after
8 o'clock. Look at that. It cooked. Let me try it.
Good.
Man. You didn't even cook it, and it cooked right there. That was
now
great.
We know to fry cheese curd. Yeah. You just put it through the
portal.
It's
It's still cooked. I can hold it back up here, and it just keeps on cooking.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Listen,
wow.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Had no idea.
Watch this. Yeah. Watch this. The thing is still burning so much. I can take the cheese curd. Watch this.
Okay.
And it's getting hot. It's getting hot. It burned it. Oh, I held it in too long. Oh man, look at that.
Everybody starts leaving. We don't get to say goodbye. You can keep your cheese curd. I lost cheese curd. But thank you guys so much for watching. We didn't even get to any comments, that many anyway, except the ones that said we were crazy. If you get the merchandise, then just make sure you take photos so that we can show everybody how awesome you all are. We appreciate every one of you for
got a lot of cheese here.
We appreciate all of you for watching, and also do what you can with what you have where you are. It's been a rough week. Hopefully we've been able to inspire somehow, some way, somebody to say, what else can I do? Because you are not too young, too old, too boring, too funny, too crazy.
I love it.
Too cheesy. To make it
too cheesy, and this is it. National Cheese Day. Eat your cheese right now while you can, right before you go to bed. So have a fantastic one. As we did it from Maine, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Utah, Kansas, California, Arkansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Indiana, Illinois, both Dakotas, New York, and the 2 Virginias, plus Idaho, the Carolinas, and Ohio, Connecticut, Maryland, Nevada, Delaware, Rhode Island, Mississippi, Wisconsin, Vermont, Michigan, Wyoming, Kentucky, Texas, Oregon, Missouri, Florida, Washington, New Mexico, and Arizona, Iowa, Oklahoma, Colorado, Montana, Nebraska, Alabama, Georgia, Jersey, Tennessee, Alaska, DC, and Hawaii. So thank you for watching in here. How about that? More cheese.
My aunt just texted me, and she said she loved the picture of me and Frederick. So hi, Linda.
Oh, great. That was a great photo. I wasn't expecting it to be that the younger photo. I had no idea.
That's what my hair really looks like. Just like, I bet you Amy Grant's hair is really curly too. But
if I do my math right, you should have only been about 14 in that photo.
Yeah, I don't even. I told you I don't even know what year we're in anymore. So.
Okay.
I don't even know. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a safe week. Thanks to all who are on the front lines, Terry, Peggy, all the nurses, all of the truck drivers. And of course, thank you all for just sticking with us for an hour. I'm doing the Italian goodbye, which means that it takes me forever to say goodbye.
Where's the button? You can just hit the end button about right now. Anytime, just hit it in the middle of us laughing, because we're going to be out of here. Just hit it right in the middle of us talking.
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
Keep talking.
So we'll just keep on talking. You just hit end.